Hi, I am Brenda Jean Power, Medicine Woman from Medicine Woman Solution, and there's always a solution once you're aligned. But how do you get there?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, once we get more than one person, I can't control really. You can control your camera, but and you can be just the voice. But so what you just heard me talk about, going stupid. And it's not that we're stupid, but do you understand how the energy flows? Because I saw you nodding like, ooh, I thought you had an idea of what it is.
Well, I've been in a similar circumstance, and I've had that particular friend or friends in the past that have done that. And I asked Spirit today, they said, "Are you prepared to be in the hot seat?" And I'm like, yes. So this is what it's about. It has to be in relation to this, because there's underlining things. You don't foresee how people impact you, be it good or bad, because you have to be more aware of yourself. And unless you are, you can't make those great decisions, best decisions for your higher self.
Exactly.
So I think that this is meant to happen, and I would love to heal that particular part out, because I think
look right at it. I think you're so right. I think we know what the topic is to some degree.
Yeah.
And just like anything, it's important to be able to look at it, observe it, and measure it, give it a number. And if you can't get a number, get a color, because sometimes it represents hemispheres of the brain. But it is so. Just so we clarify, it is when you're with people, you love them deeply, you want to bond. Now it's the bonding issue.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know sometimes how to bond, how to communicate, and how to do any of these things. But when we do, we lose ourselves sometimes.
We do. And you have to understand the healthiness of codependency and when it's a give and take. It's so important to understand when you're giving, or if someone's giving. I mean, my thing that I know I need to heal out is if someone gives to me, I'm like, what's the hidden agenda? Do they have a hidden agenda? Do I have to give back?
Okay, see, and that's all about, like, one of the things we're going to be talking about in the Academy is knowing and understanding what a narcissist is and how one is born, because you already have it in you until you learn how to connect back to source. So yes, we have this tendency to not know how to love ourselves or to love. We are learning how to reshape this whole world. So since you already know, because you're like, and you have that in your mind, notice how there's a certain impending doom that you don't really know if you want to be friends with people or not. And then where's the upper hand? Now you said you're ready, right?
Have to be.
Okay.
Hey, now hot seat, my bum's burning. Let's go.
Okay. So now just so that everybody understands, if she's an ego, it'll hurt like hell, and I'm a bitch and a half. But if she's ready to listen, oh, give me that. I need that. That's what I need to heal to get my power back. That's what I do. So, hey, Caitlin, we'll be with you in just a moment. Now, Gemma, you've had a tumultuous life, and one of the things is you've been also raised to be a strong woman, and somebody has to have the upper hand, and that's fine. That's fine. But how do you get back to your center of your softness? And this is where you have to take some of those walls that have been you've told and you've learned to put around your heart. And they want you to understand that you had been living in impending doom ever since you were in the womb.
That's a little while.
Yes. And when we go back to those roots, now the one thing is when I give you a root that far back, and I'm not talking just past life and any of that, it's usually the marker from the time of conception till now, or up to 7, is those first markers. And when you go back to those first markers, it starts off like a spider web, then tentacles and other spider webs. And people's like, well, I healed it. Why do we keep going back? Because we're looking at those different spider webs to get back to the original. You've learned it so well that you created a kaleidoscope just on that one little incident. So it takes time to heal. And what's referred to as healing backwards sometimes. So this impending doom, and this has a lot to do with criticism. This has a lot to do with people that will wail. And so it's in the mannerisms. And so now what are you conditioned about? So They really are like, oh, it's like there's an agenda, there's an impending doom. I got to see them as the enemy. You can hear all these different things. Now, take up that picture because when I said, just don't go stupid. Don't go stupid in the relationship. And then you'll start noticing where, but I was strong. How did this happen to me?
That was my first response when I had to let go of a friend that I thought was there forever.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes. Okay. Now, how she's going to tap into the 1-month-old is that's the secret. She knows, she wrote some words, she can feel it. Okay. We're going to end up healing it backwards. So you're going to do L3D because there's a part of you that when the relationship broke, you were accused. It was the turning around effect of the gaslighting that basically it's all your freaking fault, bitch. You know what I mean? It's like, how dare you do this? Okay. Does this make sense? Oh, yeah, you got it. Ooh, you got a lot of them. Okay, so just feel it. Remember to get the number nice and high. Now, Caitlin, I'm going to get your mic on just to make sure it works. So look for, yeah, there you go. Hello, dear.
Hi.
Hey, it's working. Okay, now, do you know what you want to work on, or did you want me to just dig in?
You can just dig in.
Okay. You seem to have people that when you start to have your own idea of what you want, they get hysterical because you messed up their reality. You want me to define it a little bit more, or you got it? Okay.
A little bit more.
Okay. So here let's say me and you are friends and this and that, and I'm expecting that this is the way the relationship is, and you said it, you've written in stone, why are you changing your mind type thing? And then all of a sudden you go over and you're like, oh, I'm going to go do this. Now, you didn't know you had to have permission to do certain things. But then they're like, what are you doing? You've changed. What's wrong with you? And all of a sudden, it's like they're trying to pull you back in energy. And then, well, maybe I'm right. Well, maybe they're right. I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should. And then you start discouraging yourself because sometimes people respond to you very hysterically. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I can see a lot of gestures with their eyes, their face. And this is where I see the little girl and you go, oh, maybe I did it wrong. Now, I hear a lot of that talk going on inside of you. Your body's saying, oh, yeah. They go and they know how to discourage. They know how to denigrate themselves. They know how to be negative because, and then you got older, you started holding it as a defense, get offensive. You're like, oh, but you've been trying to change it. You're like, but I want to be me, damn it. So you've been fighting a while for that. But you've been getting there. I see like you're on a couple steps. Did that hurt part of your relationships?
Sorry, you froze for like a couple minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so with your relationships, trying to be who you are, did people get angry with you? Or maybe you haven't seen it.
Not so much to my face, I guess. But I mean, I've kind of been on a path of just kind of owning who I am lately. And letting the rest of it kind of fall aside.
So have you lost some friends because you started to make your choices for yourself?
Well, I moved across the country like 4 years ago, like way before I started, like probably around the time I started doing this work, like spiritual work, and didn't know anyone here. So yeah, I think I planned that for myself.
On a soul level, yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Again, they're going back to hysterical. Mm-hmm. And it's not hysterically funny. It is hysterical as an upset. They said that when you saw it as a kid, you when they would act a certain way. I'm asking them to see if they can give me a better example. But when you saw it, it was a message that you have to behave yourself. Mm-hmm. You're doing it wrong. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So as you're trying to be you have all of these cues that, I'm doing it wrong. And you don't realize those programs kick off. And they said that really seems to affect you because it's like, Caitlin, pay attention to me, Caitlin. And without realizing that when you get into relationships or work or whatever, you're kind of looking for it. You know what I'm talking about then?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can also have a physical reaction because I'm like, it's not butterflies. I don't know what it is, but I feel something strange going on in my stomach area.
Yeah, I have a lot of digestion issues.
Yeah, your whole body is saying, we're tired with this. We don't want to deal with this. We're tired of digesting this. So I'm going to ask Spirit, where would be the best way to help on the physical when it comes to that? And they said, well, you have to really look at that broadcast message because you know aggression is going to follow. If it, like you see, oh, there it is. Your body says, no, the aggression is always going to come. So does somebody in the past, you could almost predict that they were going to get upset if you didn't do something? You have to go way back. This is really
the only thing that's like popping up is my dad like rarely got mad at me, but when he did, it was like terrifying. Like if he just like raised his voice a little bit, it was like, oh my gosh, like I did something really bad, and then I would really feel like the hysterical part of it.
Yes, that's it. That's all you need, because you've been sitting there waiting. I don't see it very often, but I do see that you're waiting. And you can see it in the smallest things. And if he's not fulfilling it, you are fulfilling it to yourself. You actually recently stopped yourself from doing something from what I can see, because you went in a hysterical moment of, yeah, you do. You've got that program so well toward yourself now about how you have to train you. Oh, okay. So where do you want her to go? Well, is that how you want me to describe it? Do you feel like you can get the end results you're looking for when you do things?
I have a hard time finishing things.
That's it. Okay. Self-efficacy is what the word they use, and that is the ability to follow through, get the end results, and be confident about it. Mm-hmm. Okay. My whole body's like going, she's talking about something. Yes, it's okay, body. Hold on, I got to listen to what it's saying. You had to learn to swallow your words. Okay, so the best story for this is that a little, let's say you're a kid in school and you're making something out of clay. Oh, your whole body wants to cry right now. Hold on. I don't know if you can feel it, but you want to make something out of clay, and you made a horse, and it's pretty to you. Somebody comes along, that don't look like a horse, and oh, that's ugly. And all of a sudden you're like, you were so deeply crushed, you just, and never again wanting to do that piece of artwork or ever again to express yourself. Does this make sense?
100%. It was a clown in sculpture class. The teacher held it up in front of the whole class and said that it was ugly.
Holy crap, that's where we're going. Thank you, Spirit. All right, now how
I haven't really thought about it since.
But your body has. Your body has. So take your right wrist, okay? You're going to hold up that right, and you're going to find underneath your thumb. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, understand that third position is where you're going to place your thumb.
Oh.
Okay. Very good. Now put your finger here. Yep, just wrap it around. Okay, now nice and soft with your thumb. Now remember your 3 fingers behind your wrist. Then you go like this. Make sure you touch the top. There you go. You got it. Now, when you think of that clown, that whole incident, oh, your body remembers. But I get your mind to remember. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you're going to observe it. Get the number nice and high. And the higher the number, you're like, oh, my God. And then you're going to start probably seeing face and hearing those words. And then you can hear other kids in the background. I want you to get this as livid as possible. Okay, we're going to do it with grace and ease, but we're going to get it there. There you go. Tell me, what number do you have?
14 was the first one.
Excellent. Sit there and think about it, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, Gemma, how are you doing?
I'm having a tantrum on the inside. I feel like I'm about a 1-month-old now. I've shifted from the womb, and I've come out, and I know that sounds weird, but that's all is a crying baby.
You're going to go to R3S now, right wrist, third position, nice and soft, and you are going to get into how you're addicted to that feeling. Feel that one? Get the number nice and high. Get the number nice and high. No,
and I think that's why I'm so protective of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel that right now too.
Because that love was taken away at that age. And the reason why inside the womb is that might be what your mom was going through. That was the circumstances in the story. She could have been, for all you know, she could have been watching a TV set and it was a story on a soap opera. But for you, those emotions and things are real because your brain didn't know any different. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. So now I'm just going to, hopefully I won't bother you girls. I'm going to go back into the room and see how we're doing. We have Brenda. Wonderful. Okay, so there you are. All right, we'll go do this. And then we'll do that. There you go. Okay. Now, understand, these are their stories, and this is right for them. It's their voice. They are correct. It doesn't involve anybody else. This is what's happening to them. They know their story. They know their familiarity, and their body knows that it is so ready to start release, because soul always gives me the thing that your soul is ready to work on, not what you've been really contemplating about, but it usually will go back to a point. Now, anybody in the room, are you enjoying this? Can you relate to their story? Because the reason I asked like where you're from is because you can begin to see. We have one person, Gemma's from Australia. Caitlin, where are you from? Don't mean to interrupt, but where are you from? Oh, Caitlin. She's really into it. We'll just let her go. She might have froze, but she may be into it. Go for it. But it's important because it's global. It's everywhere. I have bumped into people, and usually the universal theme will be emotions. Caitlin, are you okay?
Yeah, I had to like lean. I just had to lean back.
Lean back, rest your arms. Yes, that is part of the process. Gemma knows it too. Grab a pillow, Gemma, whatever. We don't want you getting tired. Oh my God, you started to lean back, and I thought, oh my God, she fainting on me? What the heck? I can't.
Sorry.
I wanted to reach to the screen. I was like, what can I do energetically? Okay, just now that we got your attention, where are you from?
I live in Oregon, Portland.
Oregon, that's right. You did say that. Yeah, so again, 2 different continents, but we've got it. Now, Brenda, if you're having problems, if it says to join, then make sure you just take the numbers at the end of that link and type it in if necessary. But you should be able to click right on that link just to get you into me, because there's no password. That is the safeguard. You see how other people thought you fell over too. We're all here trying to support you.
I'm okay.
Now, Caitlin, can you feel the number? I want you to observe again.
Mm-hmm.
What number do you think it is now?
I'm getting 6.
Good, good. And notice that it's not such a high alarm. That's why your body was able to let you relax. You're going to switch to L to a S. That means you're going to go find your left wrist. Okay, you're going to find the second position, and you're going to put your thumb in the second position, nice and soft, finger in the palm. Put your point, there you go, wrap your 3 fingers around, and go like this, okay? And what you're going to feel as you're still focusing on the topic is there is a great disbelief. Okay, see if you can get there. See if you can get there.
You froze again. I didn't hear what you said.
Look for disbelief. Okay.
Yeah, she's talking to me a lot about laughter.
Okay.
And how like at that moment I just like laughed it off and swallowed it like it didn't matter, and how I do that like throughout my life now. Instead of using my voice, I laugh.
Look at me, you can't digest it because you said you swallowed it. Good job. Good epiphanies. Keep going, darling. You're doing great. You're doing great. So I think Brenda, I got to check to see if she's having trouble or not. And it's not showing up. So just give me a second to find out. All right, so Brenda, if that link, pushing on that link doesn't work, and it says join a group, then just take the last digits, the numbers at the end of that link to type in, and it'll bring you in. And then, yeah, there we go. So this format may seem strange to you, but they're doing real healing. This is stuff that will plague them, walk through their life. They can even tell you how long they've had these issues, and they're addressing it. And we're going to address this segment, and it can recalibrate their whole life and change their thoughts the next day instead of swallowing it. Caitlin might all of a sudden go, well, I don't have to take offense to that. Nope, I don't need that anymore because that feeling's there, gone. Or she may notice that she applied that feeling of fear with all that she does. And so then her blocker is, well, I don't finish things because I'm just going to get laughed at. We don't know. She's going to, but it will help her evolve. Aha, there's Brenda. Okay, Gemma, what's up?
I'm a 4-year-old with my hands on my hips and she's not happy with you. And I
Ooh.
can't shift.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What it is that you're going to make me an it, bitch. I'm not going to make you an it. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Afraid of losing the identity of wallowing in crap. That's
exactly. Yes, because that's part of addiction. So you're going to do L3D, left wrist, third position, nice and deep. Whoa. Wow, she's mad. All right.
Sorry.
All right. God. She's like, I'm not taking my hands down. Give her a piece of chocolate or something. I don't know. No, don't give her chocolate. Give her something, a joy. I mean, give her some encouragement.
I can give her to read while she's, I can see it. So strong.
Ooh, yeah, that's much better because now all of a sudden it's starting to subside. So Brenda, if you can, if it ever anything starts to work, and come on in. I was trying to do that hairdo as far as flip it. I just can't pull it off. I just look like it was back in the 80s. I thought something was totally wrong with it.
Oh, you look beautiful.
Oh, thanks. So it just ended up staying down. I'm like, whatever. I had it all over the place. I was trying to do that drape thing. Hi, darling. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. So do you want to come on or do you want to keep just voice?
Oh, come on.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Now, see, I was trying to do that look. I was trying to get all this to do something. I just looked like it was in the 80s, like I was stuck in time warp. I said, screw it. I was trying to get my color to do that. I think it's funny. We both got the same name. Well, yeah. Anyway, never mind. Let it. Well, at least one of us can pull it off. How can I help you, my dear?
I feel like I just have a lot going on and I'm kind of like lost.
Okay, I see a brick wall. I see flat. I see that you're not like tethered to something. I don't know what's happening. It's like you're like, where's my tether? And that usually we want that kind of cord. Oh, wow. Now my head wants to be in a different space. Give me a second. I'm just going to assess you for a minute. Oh, God. That's not possessive. That's just my nerves jerking around. Something about not being heard. I don't know what it is. Oh, you know. Okay, good. About not being. I'm going to just run with that and see what makes my head dizzy. Holy shit, your nerves are not happy. There was some overbearing energy that seemed to be very strong. And you were trying to do your best to hold your boundary.
Yeah.
Oh, God, now all of a sudden I've got this pain that just shot straight down. My body wants to... The coughing is that you weren't able to talk back, so you want to bark back, but you don't have a voice or words. You have some, but they're not making any impression. I know this is going to sound strange, but I feel like my breast, I feel like I can't nourish myself. I'm not able. Okay. They're really pointing out a lot of physical things at this point because there's some deep pain that's unresolved. Oh, you know what pain? Because I don't have to say it. Do you know what I mean?
Pain. It's a lot of hurt, a lot of scarring.
All right, so we're going to go to the word I can't figure it out because that's like you were blindsided in the beginning. There's a real old one where it goes, I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do first because your triple warmer just doesn't want to calm down. And so we're going to have you do right wrist, third position. We're going to have it go nice and soft. Okay. So find your thumb, just put your hand like this. Okay. And you're going to go down from the thumb.
Okay.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. So measure it. See, when you measure it like this, it makes a big difference. Okay. Yeah. Now, notice you have it here. Slide it across over to the thumb. Very good. Notice the third one. Put your thumb down here, not in the middle, but more towards the edge.
Okay.
Turn it around and look what you're doing so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, notice that's on the pinky. I want that under the thumb. Okay. So it'll go, here's the thumb. 1, 2, 3. You have it over here. I need it slided across. Slide your thumb across.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I just need to get that first part.
Okay.
All right. So now kind of turn it around so I can see it. Just kind of like turn it to me. Now, notice you have it here. Slide it down. 1, 2. See, we went to 3. We want it down there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of close enough. And we ask if that's close enough. Yeah, that's okay. It's right where your bracelet is. You're going to push your thumb. Well, no, you're going to keep your thumb soft. Put your pointer finger right here.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Now put it here and here. Okay. Your body just is like going, oh my God. You have not had, okay, we really need to address this because your body's like, wait, what? Okay. Put it on the scale from 0 to 10 for me. What do you got? Let the number come. Huh?
Like a 5.
I need you to pick out a better experience. But if you can't handle it any higher than that, I understand.
Stop it. Sorry, my kids.
That's okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I can feel the frustration. Your body is putting out the energy you're supposed to.
Here. Go in your room, please. Sorry.
Nope, that's okay. That's okay. Again, just get in that position and start getting the body calm. Okay, just notice how it's not calm. Just look at it that way.
Yeah.
It's very high. It's very, very high. Just talk to the body, just feel it. Just listen to the voice of the body. Whatever flies through your head, that's fine, but keep your hand there. And if it feels quiet and good all of a sudden, understand we need to go in another direction. But if you can hold it until you feel it calm down, then think of the health. Think of the health. Caitlin, we're going to jump to you real quick. How you feeling?
A lot lighter.
Okay. Do you know that we have to address the panic now? And the panic that's going on is that this is like the first snapshot of you notice the teacher is pointing out. It's like you kind of anticipated this is going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's like instead of raising it up and being happy, there's a part of you that panicked. Oh, she chose this one, but you weren't ready for what came out of her mouth after that. Okay. So notice how you have panic for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes me feel like nauseous.
But yeah, okay, we're going to go to do the word L2S. Left wrist, you go in the second position, nice and soft. And I want you to notice how much resentment you have to what she's doing. You resented it. Okay, that's where you're supposed to go. Because, and a disbelief that this is happening. Oh, you just moved into, oh, I'm under pressure. I have to be perfect. Or there you go. Somebody pointed out you weren't perfect. Okay, Thor, I'm just going to send you a direct link, Thor, just real quick. And then Gemma, I'm going to talk to you next, okay? So Thor, let me find you, babe. Okay. So Thor, I sent you a direct link, darling. And you know, and I couldn't tell, I forgot to check to see if you paid, but I know you will. So we're just gonna, it's not updating as fast as I want it to. It should, because somebody else might have paid. I'm gonna unmute you and hold on, I can't hear you, Brenda. You have to unmute you. Okay, go ahead and talk to me, sweetheart.
My thing is it's like I keep hitting the same brick wall, and I just can't get over it. It's
Right. You're touching into the petrified now. So you're ready for that. According to you, you're ready. But was there a lot of jealousy that was involved?
yes.
Okay. So you're going to go to R3D, right wrist. We're going to do this again, but this time you're going to go nice and deep. Same spot, but you're going to push your thumb in.
Okay.
Okay. Now you're going to measure jealousy and petrified, because there's two things happening at once. Okay. Just so you know, it's the third one down, nice and deep.
Okay.
Finger in the palm.
Got it.
Okay. Gemma, my friend.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, no, that was good. And I just want to share what others can do too. That if so I had the womb baby, then I had a 1-month-old, then I had my 4-year-old. And I just imagined what they would look like, and I got them all to hold the same point, even the baby in the womb, like just as a collective, just to let's do this together, so that
Excellent.
we could. But yeah, she feels a lot better. Oh,
Oops.
yeah,
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah.
Excellent. So now, when you think about what I talked about, does your mind look at it differently?
100%.
And how do you know this? And then again, the reason we're asking is because she needs to witness and know the difference about how she know this.
When I used to hold on to a thought, it's a millisecond now. It doesn't hold and intensify and dwell. It lets go. So it's a millisecond. So I will think of that person. I will think of how I felt for that person, and it's not there anymore. There's no attachment to that.
And can I just say that when her hand is not present and she's going to be an ego and she's going to think about it, she can become a heat-seeking missile, because one thought will start feeling the next thought, and then she'll just run with it and she'll want to talk about it like we do as humans. But she's tapping into the innate, and that makes a whole different story. You can think about your hells and heal them out. Okay, anything else about it?
Yeah, the heat-seeking missile is a big thing. I have to say this because, this is I had a situation last night where my partner was telling me that he doesn't have sex, he makes love. And I got really awkward about that, because I'm like, no, what? So that also has come, that's what I came here today for as well. Like, and I felt the immediate awkward, and I witnessed it. And then I felt shy, and then I felt protective of my heart.
Okay, so define that word in your mind, because what it did was that because of the experiences through life, it caused you to sever love.
Yes.
And because of that protection, your body knows. And because of that, when your partner said that, it was like your body's going, what? And you're like, wait, I'm familiar with, wait, what? But you're like, well, why am I having such a big issue about it? And according to this is a part of you that was defining what is sex, what is love, what is this, what is that,
because of the traumas too. And
exactly.
I think could relate to this is if you've had, I've had over 8 perpetrators in my life. So it formed a pattern of what men stand for.
True.
And yeah, so I've got a lot of healing to do around that area. I can feel
that. And the first thing we want to do is how you want to sever love.
Yeah.
Because your whole body's like, can you see how it's responding?
I'm burping. I'm hot all around my middle section.
Yeah, because your physiology is jumping and doing that. So you're just going to jump right in. We're going to have you focus on how the body wants to like, what are you doing, Gemma? We can't let go of this. You're going to go, of course, is our favorite spot, left wrist, first position, nice and deep. You're going to get into that heart, young lady, and you're going to get in there and feel that severed love.
And also, if people are feeling burping, that's also a way of the solar plexus and energy releasing and yawning. Just
exactly.
Your
sign. Excellent. Yeah. So, Brenda, real quick, what's going on?
I feel like a lot.
Okay, now notice how, because of the jealousy, you won't even want to hook up. So there's that part of you that I don't trust. Do you understand? There's something I don't trust. And what they're saying is that there's this inferiority complex issue going on. Okay, good. You know what
I don't feel like it's all with just me.
Yep. Okay, so look at it and notice the word grudges, how it comes up, and you're going to hold L3S, left wrist, third position, nice and soft. Okay, and then we're going to talk to April, Thor. We're going to talk to you real quick. I'm going to tell you to unmic your thing. And before we go any further, April, Caitlin, I want you to switch down to R2D, okay? You feel like you have no control over what people are going to say. Okay, so you're going to go right wrist, second position, nice and deep, because you're going to feel their attack. Okay, yep, second position, darling. Right wrist, there you go, nice and deep. You feel their attack, you feel them, yeah, there's just, and they're putting low self-esteem in you. You can feel all that. That's, and lack of control. So there you go. Get the number nice and high again. Miss Thor, can you tell me, sweet, you want me to just jump in and help you? Okay, you don't have to speak. If you don't want to, darling, I can just help you.
I woke up and I was a little off this morning. I did some prayers, tried to pull it, surround myself, called in my angels, my team. And I had a few things doing today, and it's just, I have this anxiety. I have things that need to get done on the computer so I can get my website up, and I have this anxiety and I can't.
You got it. Okay, I got it. You want to move forward into what April wants. Your body went into an old response. Okay. So when you're 3 years old, there was a part of you that was trying to do something, and you're like, I can feel this. And you got scared. I feel like somebody, I don't want to say it. I feel like something like you saw it as a 3-year-old, is that you felt like you're being attacked. See, when we're young, we don't get enough information about really what's happening. So we only take what we know as a child. You are going to stop yourself. This is kind of like a self-sabotage. I can't proceed to do the next part for my business. I mean, so the adult April is going, this is what I want. This is what I want. And you can feel like they're attacking. Can you feel that? Because your body is saying, I know why I work with dogs. I know why I work with them. People are hard. Is that true? People are hard sometimes?
Yeah, dogs are easy. People are hard.
Okay. We're going to look at your petrifiedness. Now, I'm going to calm you down. Wait, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to calm her down first? No. We're going to teach you that what happened is that I'm watching a memory repeat itself, and you contracted your energy in, which then caused you to go into so much chaos. They want you to go into R3D. So right wrist, find that third position, darling, nice and deep. And I want you to notice how you can't communicate, how you can't even think or feel about what you want. You get pulled away and be distracted on everything else. And then it goes into can you feel it? I know you can. It's overwhelm. It's self-preservation. It's petrifiedness. Get the number nice and high. Now, Brenda.
I don't know how to blow my nose and hold my.
yeah, take a break. That's fine. Blow your nose and then get back in. Yes.
I had to be ugly and stick cotton up my nose because my nose is broken. I can't blow it anymore. So.
Oh, that's terrible. Is that why you had the nose operation?
Yeah, and I can't breathe any better out of it. And I walked out of his room and I fired him. So.
Okay, so let me explain what happened as you swell up. Okay. Part of the thing that I see is it swells up, and so even though you had the operation to work, your body goes into a response, and it has to do with the thing you're going to be working on. You get very petrified of all of it.
Well, so, I know the stitches were still in there, and my body does not like certain things, and they still may be in there. The dissolvable ones, they never came out, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm seeing the fact I don't see a stitch. I don't see the real materialism. What I do see is how you have a phantom pain. Okay, which is it's just as real as if it's there. But focus on what I'm asking you to focus on. Okay. And it's like, these are all blockers that stop you from being the next step of April. Just feel it, all of it. Okay, Brenda, talk to me, hon.
I'm feeling a lot more like relief. Like today, like the last 2 days on the couch, like my body hurts, my head hurts.
Yeah.
I'm getting migraines, and I've been getting a lot of lower back pain. But
okay, we're going to take it to the next step, and that is you got 4 frozen meridians, and you can feel how they're stuck. So we're going to take, I don't know if you have a magnet or anything, but you can use your hand if you want, or you can get a refrigerator magnet. So one where we can use both sides. And we need to get these open because it'll open up the way that you can think. So your small intestine meridian is blocked because it's saying, I feel like there was once betrayal. Okay? And so your body's going, ugh. And so there's a part of you that's going into old pattern. So the body has to go into old pattern too. So you take that magnet, and you're going to end up doing both sides, okay? And it'll be right here, that karate chop point at the bottom. And make sure you put, either rub your hand back and forth. You do palm. Okay, there you go. So you can get that used to it. Do that 12 times, do both sides. And then you're going to rub that spot 30 times. So while you're doing that, I'm going to jump over to April. Okay, just remember back and forth, do both sides, do them 12 times, and then 30 times, a good old rub down.
okay.
Notice the little girl, April. She's like, can I just keep the petrifiedness? I mean, she really has held on that as her safeguard. She's in self-preservation right now because she's not been able to heal those emotions. So we're going to just have you kind of pull up how you feel young, because there's several little ages of you. And we can go back to the earliest as 2 years old. And it's like, I don't want my will. I don't want to feel that. I don't know what to do. So just imagine a child that gets scared and doesn't know how to process. And that's the way you process. So we're going to have you switch to L3S because you just switched. Okay, so go to the left wrist. Oh, you're probably already there. Go down to the third one. Okay, nice and soft. And you're going to notice there's no justice. Oh, and it doesn't help that with the United States, how the energy is over there. You can feel the differences, right?
I thought maybe that's what was going on with me because I'm very sensitive to energy, but I thought I protected myself this morning.
Well, you did, but you had an old wound that caused you to just let it in. Okay? That's okay. We'll get you back in. Right now you're displaced, but we'll get you back in your body before you're done. So feel like how you know how things are justice or injustice, whether you have to have justice or it's just injustice. Okay.
Well, there's been a lot in my life. My ex walked out, spent a lot of money. The judge was on his side. My son was murdered. His murderer got away with it. Yeah, just lots of.
Okay, now this is the trick I think I just heard. How they cry and they get away with it.
Well, my ex did. He cried to the judge and she gave him everything. I'm like.
But you can see what I'm talking about, right?
I cried. I don't get away with it.
Right? Why can they and why can't I? It's not that you're asking for anything. Why can't it just be equal? Okay, see right there. There it is. It's just, okay, just focus on all of it because it's like all wadded up. We need to unfold it. So just take whatever pops up. Okay. All right. You're doing good. You're doing good. Now Brenda, that release there alone started already to feel better. Okay. So now we're going to do the next.
I feel a lot of like release in my stomach, but at my chest now.
Yeah, because we worked on the small intestine. Now we're going to work on your heart because your heart is stuck as well. So under the thumb, not on the side, but right there, right at the crick, you're going to do the same thing. Now, what I want you to do is just go all the way across because there's 3 major points there. Just do the whole thing. Just get in there and do the whole thing. And then you're going to do both sides and you're going to rub that point 30 times, just like you did this. Just that alone started to flip. That's good. Man, it's just making energy go down to your butt and not have to have your ass cheeks tight. I mean, that's good. I can feel I know that just sounds funny, but I can feel all that. Gemma, my love, where did you drift to?
I think I went back to one of the root causes of severed love. So when I was 7 and my dad wasn't there for me during a bad situation with one of his mates, that's when I severed love. And I'm very dizzy. I feel nauseated.
Okay, I'm going to guide you because you're also going to hold L1D because something recently happened to your father and you didn't know how you were going to cope.
Oh, yeah.
Because that love was severed. How are you going to apologize? How are you going to fix this? How are you going, you know what I mean? Or how can they? You got it?
Got it.
All right, go back to L1D, my dear. Caitlin. Oops, I got to get the mic.
Hi.
Hi, darling. Okay, Brenda, I'm just going to put your mic on real quick because there's a static guard. All right. Tell me what you're doing. How are you feeling? Where are you going?
So I was just with my like angry teen for a while. And how that one event in that art class kind of triggered this like explosive response that I carried with me because of not like trusting people and wanting to get close to people because I saw the teacher as somebody that I should be able to trust.
Exactly. It broke the trust because there was a certain amount of authority.
Yeah. So yeah, I was moving through that, like, and also I've been wondering for a long time if like the gut brain connection, like where my digestive issues were coming from. And it was a lot of like me not understanding like why, like how the teacher could treat like a student that way, and then carrying that like misunderstanding of people with me for like a long time in my life.
Yes. And seeing the digestion, it wouldn't matter what you ate. You had what usually will cause is that when you're holding a particular thing, like experiences in your life, what will happen is it'll literally stop you from absorbing or directing the energy where it needs to go, and the liver and the communication, because there's so much anger, it can't communicate with the stomach because you weren't able to expand. What about me? No, that was shut down. Caitlin, shut down. And so then this relationship in your body is that you're not cohesive. Mm-hmm. Now, I see you're at a 1, and I would tell you that you need to begin to notice that you took on the fawn position. People go into flight, freeze. You went into the fawn, which is you lose your identity, you take on their identity, you listen to them, you have no authority in your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say that I'm a bit of a chameleon. Yeah, I do. I take on other people's.
Yeah. And do you feel timid as well or shy? Which was the best way to define that one?
Probably
much the same, but
probably more timid.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is that we want you to notice how, because of that energy, how you talk to yourself. What was the relationship? So you're going to go back to the right wrist, second position. Okay. Nice and deep. And notice how you have to attack yourself. Oh, I can't go out. I'm going to go out. And all of a sudden your body says, oh, you can't go out. You're ugly looking tonight. Or you don't have the right clothes. Or, do you understand? It's a self-loathing. I have to hate myself because I didn't do it right for that teacher.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it? Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Get the number high. All right. Miss Brenda. Let me get this unmuted. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go to the number 3rd spot, and it's the gallbladder that's frozen this time. Your gallbladder says, there's injustice. Oh my God. And why do I have to follow your way? Why does it have to be your way? Oh, can you feel how this? Okay. So that's frozen. And so you're going to have to get to your ankles. And let me see if I got the camera right. You take the 4th toe, go all the way up and be in front of the ankle bone. Okay. Feel a little squishy. It falls in and it's squishy. Right in front of the ankle bone. You're going to rub that. Yeah, there you go. You're going to, but now before you rub it, go in there and do this too. Because like I said, so you got to do it 12 times. You got to do both sides and you're going to rub those points. Miss April, or I have to go to April because I'm watching the wheels spin. And I want you to notice what's happening is that you had to give up on your expectations because their voice was too loud. Okay, no matter how much you were determined you're going to do what you want, they will make you, they'll put you in a position where you will give up your expectations about yourself or about certain things, like because you procrastinate, you call it procrastinate, or you can't follow through or finish. Like this website you want. You were taught a long time ago to give up on your expectations, but you, in the moment as the adult, as you're trying to do it, you don't know that that's working. You don't know that that's there. But I see you as a little that you had to give up on your expectations. This is why everybody else has justice. That's why they get what they want, because you stood back. Now I'm going to ask Spirit, did she deliberately? No, she was scared into it. The pain, do as I say. So did it, when you were growing up, did you ever feel like you were going to get consequences if you didn't do what they say?
I mean, you always have consequences. I mean, you don't do.
Okay, now remember, this is a child's way of thinking. Okay, the child is actually scared and has learned, if I just do what mom says or dad says, everything will be fine. But what happened is that they do it with a passive aggressive way where you got lost. Did people maneuver you with a passive aggressive way so that you end up giving up or firing up to do what you need to do? Because do you know what my giving up expectation even means for you?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's okay. I'm just testing. And what it is that there's a part of you that can't hear the rules. So I'm just going to go through the back door and ask your little self that's willing to participate, because it says it's the heartache. It's the heartache. It's all it knows. And so it goes wishy-washy because it doesn't want the heartache. Now you can compare that to your adult life. Do you feel like sometimes in relationships it's just wishy-washy and heartaches?
Well, it's always been, I've been abandoned by most of them. Most of my time. Most of the time.
There you go. There you go. Because they abandoned, you had to give up your expectation of that relationship. You had to give up that expectation of that future. Do you understand?
My perceptions changed a lot.
Okay, you're going to switch to L1D, left wrist, first position, nice and deep. Okay. Okay. Now, Brenda, what's going to happen? What's interesting is that gallbladder says, yeah, we just have some disbelief going on. Don't you tell me, you're over there. I mean, you're hooked in this disbelief, but we can't address that until we release. So try to help me remember that. So you've rubbed it. Now we're going to go on to the last point, and this has to do with the way your will gets frozen. It's your willpower. Okay. And it's on the side of the foot. So it's you follow the pinky. Okay, so it's the outside of the foot, and it's right in the middle. Can you see that? Okay, get in there. Remember to do it again. Go back and forth first, and and then rub it on both sides. Because see, now that's that last piece you needed. Just from that side, I can feel how they're all communicating. Now all of a sudden, that energy is going up to the side of my head like it's supposed to. I'm starting to get hot and sweaty. Okay, energy's moving. That's what we wanted. I'm going to put my air on just a little bit here. Whew. Yeah, yeah. I got a fan under the table, woman. So I can come up. Yeah, that could be seen so many weird ways. Oh my God, I need to heal myself. Okay. All right, Miss Gemma. All right. Your mic. There you go. Okay, you look refreshed with rainbows. What's going on there?
I feel like I had a sleep and now I feel really good. So whatever's worked.
It's like when you have that fresh rain and all of a sudden it clears up and a rainbow comes through. I feel like the refresh.
Yeah, what I also did was what I severed with Dad. I got a golden plait and I replatted with him. So I healed that out. Yeah.
Let me check it. Oh, it looks good. It's a nice 10. And he's also got the 10 with you. So there's a nice balance.
Good.
I don't feel like you're as afraid now. Because before
I'm not.
you got so afraid that I will die if he dies, or I will not know who I am. I'll be lost if he dies. I feel like you can actually learn how to be okay to live without your father if you had to. Not saying you will.
No.
Every child should learn how to live
Yeah.
without their parents,
Yeah.
so that, don't do it too young of age. They need you. But
No.
when they get older, they shouldn't have that relationship where they have to codependency and enabling. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
You're feeling much stronger now. And the thing is that your daddy says, no matter what, now this is what I said to my kids because I felt it from my mother. And that is this: no matter where I'm at, I'm always in your heart and your mind. Whether I'm dead or alive or gone too far, I'm always in your heart and mind. Now there's a big difference, because you don't want those people in your mind, because if they're saying, oh my God, you're such a jerk, not that type of thinking, but it's the love.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that you can hold on to that and have strength and feel like they're holding your hand while you do the things you have to do in life.
Yeah.
Even through the roughest patches, you can feel somebody's there with you.
Yes. And it has been him, because I've healed a lot with him and his alcoholism. And people ask me, how do you get past having that alcoholic father and heal that out? It's because he's 70. I'm limited time with him. I want to make good memories. I don't want any regrets. I've watched family and friends lose parents, and I don't want any regrets with mine.
You've hit a stage where, yes, you're ready to just let those go and move forward and start to have that joyful life.
Yeah.
So just remember this: hugs, kisses, heart, and mind. Okay. When you not sure, just remember hugs and kisses, heart and mind. And that means no matter what, there's always this love and support, regardless of where it is. You can pull up a happy memory. Usually, and once you get it in your head, you can feel it in your body, and your body will then say, oh my God, I'm not alone. I'm good. And it really makes a difference. I feel like you're good. So you can totally feel a difference.
110%.
So what was the reason you wanted to come on today?
I don't know. They just said, do you want to go in the hot seat? And I'm like, okay.
Okay, is that hot seat still hot?
Not anymore.
Good. Now remember to journal, keep yourself, witness, begin to notice that you don't have to go back into habitable thinking, and you don't have to have those people to remind you. So don't waste it. If you see it come up, go heal it out, go tap it out, because you do not need to get hooked back into the habit. You got it?
Yeah. Yes,
It was a pleasure serving you, and I appreciate you coming on and being vulnerable and honoring me and yourself. Okay? All right. Stay blessed, darling.
Bye.
Bye. I love when it's a beautiful story. Okay. Now, we're going to take care of, let me just check in with Caitlin real quick, Brenda. Okay. So Caitlin, darling, how are you doing? Oh, wow. You have some clouds lifted. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of energy is moving. Feeling like really a lot from my head, very hot and flushed.
Good. That's what we wanted. Let me just double check you. Do you need to be in your body? That's good. So where do you feel you are now? Do you feel better? If you could measure it, is there anything left that you need to really address? No, go ahead. What?
I mean, I was just moving through a lot of projection, of me as a child, and that self-loathing that came from that incident. I just looked for it in everyone else, to not like me. So it was
beautiful.
It was magnified.
L1D, good job. That is good epiphany and witnessing. L1D, left wrist, first position, pushing deep. Got it? There you go, sweetheart. Good projection. All right, Brenda. Let me see here. How do you feel? Can you feel differences of flow? Okay, now we need to, I'm going to ask Spirit, do we need to, no, you did that. So your spirit is outside of your body, because the shit displaced you. Now that we rebalanced and I'm checking, everything good? Yes, 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 yes. Any more? No. You're going to put your hand here and you're going to put your spirit in your body 100% where it belongs. And you do that. I want you to do that 10 times. Put your spirit in your body 100% where it belongs. Miss April, I need you to notice that the body is now feeling very flat, feeling very, it just can't, you know, we worked on the mental stuff. We're going to need to have you understand that what pride means. Does your pride get hurt? Does people, what do they do? What happens? I want you to be proud of yourself, but at the same time, I don't need you to get hurt. Okay. And I'm talking because I'm waiting for them to show me one particular thing. And they said that your willpower, your will. And I'm saying, well, what are you talking about? It's still petrified.
I have no willpower.
Okay, notice that's petrified. You gave that up because you were fearful, petrified. Go look up can you look up on that machine or you can't? Because I can look, but look up petrified. We need a word to click in order for you to get to that next stage. Now, Brenda, you're looking marvelous, girl. And now I need your brain to connect to the spirit. So you're going to connect your brain. You're going to start from here. You're going to connect your brain to your spirit. Connect your brain 100% to your spirit. Geez, just that one time. Woo! You're going to be card reading tonight, aren't you? Oh, they're flowing. Your body's like going, oh, there you are. Oh my God, that's such an improvement. Now she's a reader, she's good. But now she got some of those clouds out of the way. You should get more impressions now. There we go. So how are you feeling, Brenda?
Like 100% better.
So you really could tell the difference, what you were feeling. How long did you have that? You said the last couple of days, it was just really.
I think I'm battling with it on and off for a while now.
Okay. Now, there's going to be some habits that are going to happen. The thing is, do you need to go there? Do you need to get caught on a heat-seeking missile? Do you have to use that filter? And there's a part of you that little part of you, let me see. Your 23-year-old part of you is going to want to address, okay. And that is where you are going, she's like, I'm not convinced yet. Okay, but we're not here to convince. Her guard has been up. She still has this stress that she has that's unresolved. But what she's doing is she's trying to get the answer. Even though you have all your answers, she's like, there's a part of it wants to be justice, but she's looking. Do you understand? And she's like, but they exerted their power to get me to shut up. Is that true? Okay. That is where your little self says, I don't know how to get my power back. And we just worked on the will and how you shut down. And they're saying you're going to notice that you're going to start developing your worth. Okay. So when the stuff starts to pop up, you're going to immediately grab, when nobody's looking, R3S, 1, 2, 3, that right wrist, third position, nice and soft, because you don't want this to kick off because that's your army. And then you'll go right back into fawn. Even though you're a strong woman, there's that part of you that had that incident where you had to go down because they exerted their power. Yes. She says that picture is not leaving my head. And I asked, does it really pitch? They go, it's a feeling. It's a deep feeling. And so all the rest of you override it because you already know your purpose, your part of your doing, you got to do this. And that last part, that's the part where you feel stuck or abandoned, lost. And that voice is what popped up. Now, she's not quite ready to let it go. But when it does happen, that's where I can actually help you let it go even further. But get to this point so she doesn't have to. Okay, so R3S, when you start to notice it, because you got to start recognizing when you start to see whether they're doing it or not, but that filter is that they're exerting their power. And this is your automatic response. Journal it. Then the question is, do I really have to respond that way? Okay. And you'll start to hear the voice of that 23-year-old and probably a little part of yourself when they were littler. But bring that awareness, Your connection will make it so that you'll really see it. Okay. But try your best to stay out of ego and having to go there and wanting to fight, because that's that 23-year-old that says, I still have to fight. Okay. All right. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you very much. And we will talk to you later. Okay. Stay blessed. And I love your name, by the way. All right. Bye, hon.
Bye.
Okay, we're doing really good. And my machine broke or shut off. And so now I got it back up and running, and now I can see people is what they're talking about. Now, Thor, when you look at defining that word,
I didn't feel anything. I don't know when I've been that way, and it doesn't resonate with me that I know.
Okay, so spirit, we got to go through another way. Yes. Notice the energy is flat. So what I'm looking at, do you know how you just feel flat? There's no emotion, there's no nothing, there's no connection.
I feel a lot of times that I'm like there's a cloud over me and I'm blocked.
Yes, that's what I see too. But when you're petrified is when you start to step up. And you're wanting that outside to respond to you. And when it starts to respond to you, then the strong Thor will hold an expectation, because you're trying to repeat what happened at 7. You don't want to feel awkward in any relation, anything you do. When you were doing your website, when you're doing little things, you'll start going into this is way after, but the first thing that you don't probably recognize is that before you hit the petrified is there'll be a symptom that will wave over you. You'll be at it, you're doing it, and all of a sudden you're in the bedroom and you're like, what am I doing? And what will happen is it's got your body's trying to pull you away from succeeding. Okay. And again, we have to get you to recognize this feeling that comes over you that pulls you away from what you want to do. Do you understand?
I understand that feeling. Because I know there's things I need to do, and I don't know how to get past it, and I can't concentrate.
Right. I've had the same thing. Okay, now here you go. Your body has to stop you because you programmed yourself to stop you. I kind of want to go there. I don't want to feel this. The main thing it says is it doesn't want to feel awkward. So all this time you developed all these things a way to not feel awkward. But now the root of it is I don't want to feel awkward. When you're going to, define awkward, see what that looks like for you. Okay? You look at that. Caitlin, my dear, you have shifted very nicely.
Yeah.
And good. Talk about it. Tell me about it.
Just like a lot of releasing around not wanting to like be in the spotlight.
Yes, we're afraid of our own beautiful light.
Yeah, and like I know that I'm somebody who's supposed to like share and lead and teach, and like that was holding me back in a lot of ways. Like even though recently I've started doing more and like putting myself out there more, there's still this this part of me that's like scared of rejection, and like not being successful.
Can you see how that root that you worked on has developed in this? Okay, good. Mm-hmm. So one of the things you're going to notice now, you know what it was like, you feel the difference, and now as you move forward, there's going to be a recalibration for at least another, for you probably could be around 48 hours to 72 hours. I feel like 48 hours. Why? Because I feel like you have to address something, and then the truth will come out whether you can shine or you're going to go back into old habit. That's where you can catch yourself. When you start to catch yourself, I don't care if even it's a day later, go and say, oh my God, I did it. And then go and do some EFT. Tap it out, that you know that feeling or how it changed you, because then you're going to get ahead of it. The turnaround time is going to get faster. And then you're like, wait a minute, do I really need to do that? And you'll begin to hear the thoughts. You'll begin to hear all of these little things, and you'll start to become more aware as you awaken. Mm-hmm. But I feel like you're ready. Mm-hmm. You're ready to reach out and say, thank you for your, rewards. They show me a bouquet of flowers. They show me a trophy. It's like you were told that you could never win anything if you're going to keep creating like this. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Well, I can see part of you going, why do I have to believe that? It's like if you've ever watched Forrest Gump, okay, and Forrest never believed any of these nasty things. I'm special. I'm doing this. He did all the things he wanted to do because he didn't have that bad programming that said no, no, no. Well, now I want you to tap into that Forrest Gump inside of you that's like, I can and I will and I'm done it.
Okay.
I'm just going to do it and just be. Do you understand?
Yep. 100%. Okay. Yeah.
And now you can go and you can do it and you're like, you're giving me a reward for this? Okay, thank you. But you're not going to be smug about it because you're going to be realizing this is your natural way of who you're supposed to be in the first place. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to remember to keep your healing. You got to need to witness. You don't want your ego to put you back to sleep.
Right.
So keep witnessing. Yes, I've healed. I know there's a difference. I can still, you need to get your brain to say, oh, wait a minute. Instead of go to sleep, use a tool, because you're ready. You're ready. Okay. Now I want you to look inside real quick. What does that little girl say to that woman now that said that clown was awful? What does she say now?
Well, this was coming up before they had a conversation, and she was like, I'm proud of what I did. Like I had fun doing it. I had it brought me joy. So it doesn't matter what you think. And it was, yeah.
Yes. So she put on her Wonder Woman stance and stood there and good. Stay proud. Hook up. And Brenda, if you're still watching, hook up. I forgot to tell people. So you put your finger in your forehead, and you put your finger in your belly button, you push in and lift up. Okay. Gemma, hook up. Oh, she froze again. Off the winch, she comes back. While we're waiting for that, April, how do you feel? When you look at the word awkward?
You know, I would say embarrassed is probably the word that I would.
There you go.
But you know, it's funny. I'm not embarrassed about much of anything because I get to the point where it's like, well, this is who I am and I screwed up. Well, oh well. Okay. And I'm not that way. So why do I have all this stuff down inside that's not coming up? And like today, if you hadn't had tribal, I don't know what I would have done. Drank a couple glasses of wine. Well, one would have done it, and went to bed. You know, and then woke up the next day. But what's going to stop this from reoccurring? And for me to be able to recognize what it is.
Right, and seeing you so used to being the outside mask for so long that you haven't been able to, what do you call it? It's hard to recognize something. That's why we try to do our best to find the familiarities through emotions. Okay.
Oh, it's like tonight I started crying and I'm like, and I'm bawling my head off and I'm going, and I don't know what the hell I'm crying for. I'm just crying.
You don't want to go through it again. You just don't want to go through it again. Okay.
I know that I think.
Okay. So I can see almost the energy about how I want to say it. So let me just finish up with Caitlin. So Caitlin,
sorry,
put your finger, I know. Put your finger in your forehead, put your finger in your belly button, push in and lift up. Chin up, give it a smile. We want to produce those chemical peptides that make you happy and joyful without having to take drugs. So just stay there for a couple more seconds. You'll start to feel the shift, maybe a wiggle and a wag. So when you're done, Caitlin, one of the things I need you to do is make sure you do the Celtic Weave and the Connecting Heaven and Earth and Wayne Cook, because in your field, it wants to go back. And if you can start to hold that energy, then when you go out and communicate, you won't bowl you over. Okay. You won't get, because I feel like you may be wood and someone's fire and they just burn up the wood in you and you just will.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So remember to do Wayne Cook, Celtic Weave, the hookup, and the Connecting Heaven and Earth. Okay.
Can I look those up?
Huh?
I don't know what those are.
You go to my website.
Okay.
And you look under healing tools and you look up those words. And if you have a problem with that, then contact me and I will give it to you after the show. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, my dear, for honoring me and you. And please stay blessed. Okay.
You too.
All
Thanks.
Right. Bye, hon. Okay.
I was wondering, I started putting on this lotion under my eyes because they swelled so much when I had the surgery. And it was frankincense, lavender, and Herosculum, I don't know how to say it. Would that have made a bunch of stuff come up today?
Oh, it could. I mean, those triggers, when you use certain oils and things, the bells and whistles, it can help, but you are ready. The thing is with the new energy being an Aquarian, this stuff's coming to the surface quick and fast. Okay. Now, because you try to get past and survive that particular thing, whatever happened at 7, there's a part of you that knows what egotistical people are. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Out here, this environment out here, I don't care if you're alone or you're out in public or where you are, the memory sees it as it is. Okay, it keeps repeating, and because it keeps repeating, it doesn't matter where you physically are, your body says it's happening no matter where you are. Okay, what it's saying is that you're meant to take action. So you stepped into, I have to take control. So you kind of didn't want to feel something, you put it aside, and the strong April started to, started to grow. Okay. Yeah, yes, part of it is you, but it's not, it's kind of what causes a split. It's when you don't want to feel something, your subconscious mind will shut it off. And the only way to survive is maybe to separate parts of yourself. So when you're operating, this stuff comes up. You're like, this doesn't make any sense, because you're living through the part that survived well. The part that's suppressed is learning to, you're learning to communicate, create a bridge between this two. Does this make sense so far? Sort of.
I'm understanding it, yeah.
Okay, so I need you to dig deeper. You need to investigate what passive aggressive behavior is.
Well, I know what that is. That's when you say things nicely, but you mean something else. I used to be very good at that.
Okay, now notice you said used to. That means there's a root. And as she begins to change that part of yourself, why did your little self need to develop that? It could have been that it learned from the conditioning, or it learned that's how it gets things, okay? But you're changing yourself by not changing the root. You're going to have conflict going on the inside. Does this make sense?
By not changing the root? Well, it hasn't changed. I need to change it.
Correct. But your little self says, I need that as my surviving tool, is to be passive aggressive. Do you understand? She said, the reason I had to do it was because the overbearing energy when I was growing up was that there always was an enemy. Okay, she's pointing out the anxiety that they're coming, and she's worried about it. I says, do you have proof that they're coming? No. But is this something where you think they're coming? Yes. Is this part of your imagination? Yes. When it becomes an imagination, so it's not, you take something that's there and you turn it into with imagination. This is like you run to you think about it so much that you end up hurting your own feelings. You ever have that when you're thinking about something to the point where this is what they said, this is what I said? Oh, God, that hurt.
I'm not in that kind of situation. I know I've thought of things and I felt them like it really happened.
Right. Now remember, your little self was very good. That's the only way it could survive. It was like,
I thought I had a really good childhood.
I'm not saying it was bad. Every child will have something that has to heal, regardless of how good or bad of a parents they have. You chose your environment, but if you have to deal with that past life emotion, any emotions are an end result from a past experience that didn't get resolved. As I look at your story, it's hard for you to connect with certain things because that one is quiet, it is split, but your body is saying it's ready for you to hear. This is why it can put you in a crying jag, it puts you in this, because it needs you to begin to listen to that voice. She says that she's impending doom. She is scared. And I say, well, why are you so scared? Because towards myself, I'm doing it wrong. And I'm so tired of people telling me I'm doing it wrong. Now, she's got more to say, but does that make sense when we take that first step? Okay. Now, what we're going to do is when a person is like this, and we had to take it to the extent that it looks like, well, whole therapy is not working, then what we're going to do is we're going to balance her brain. So intentionally, they wanted you to go there. So now I'm just going to go in and we're going to do source point. You're going to think right brain. As you think light brain, then you're going to go on the right side of the body only. You're going to follow the fourth toe up in front of the ankle bone and rub that squishy part right there. Just rub it. Think right brain, right brain, right brain. So you can see how she's not connecting. She's not have clarity. She feels this energy. You can see it. She knows what it feels like. And then it feels like a 10 or 8, whatever it feels like. Now, as she's rubbing this, she's thinking right brain, right brain, right brain. This is using intention with the innate wisdom of the body to correct itself in a matter of seconds or minutes in order for the clarity to have mental and emotional balance. That's what we're aiming for.
I don't know if I'm getting the right spot.
Yeah. Yeah, see, the hard part is lifting your leg up and putting it on the camera. Okay, so that is on top. We need to make sure it drops down. So when you follow the fourth toe up, there's the ankle bone. It's just right, not on top, but it's right, like at
oh, right here.
Yes, there you go. You got it.
Okay, got it.
Very good.
Right brain.
And she's going to think right brain, because right now her right brain is way over. It's excess, too much. Okay, and then she's just going to rub it. We're going to say 20 times. We're going to say that's good, because the next point you're going to do is the liver, and you're going to do, what side do you want her to do? We're going to switch over. We're going to go think left brain, and we're going to hold the left foot, and we're going to find where the two toes, bring the two bones together until you find where it meets and fall into the squishy part. And then rub that point. Give me a good 20 times. See, now there all of a sudden the communication is starting to happen. I'm watching the blood and the energy go up into her brain. And now there's a part of you that you may not feel it, but your younger self is panicked. So just, if you start to drift and wander, don't worry. Just think left brain, I'll bring you back. Left brain, left brain. There you go. Now you're going to do you're going to think right brain, grab only your right side. And do you see that point right there where the joint of the side of the pinky toe is? Rub that. Think right brain. Now that has to do with your will. That has to do with the way your brain. All this is basically running through the brain, because the bladder goes straight through energetically. The gallbladder does the side of the head and all of the head. And I can't remember what our other point was. Our liver. The liver only comes up to the part of the body, but everything is connected in the way it communicates. Now, how do you feel? I mean, you knew how you felt when you first came on. Measure that to now.
Well, much better. I mean, when I was doing this, I was good, and then I felt a little bit crying a little bit when we were talking, and I feel better. Sometimes though, I wonder if it's just because I'm busy, and because that, I think today I was busy and I hide things by staying busy.
Right, and but that's also your coping tool as well. Okay.
I
notice the clarity. It's starting to come back, and when you begin to notice that she gave an epiphany, it's because I was busy. Now let's take it further. Kind of like when you go back about, how many hours you're going to go back? About 4 hours ago, what were you thinking? What was the 41 thoughts doing per minute? 41 thoughts per minute. What was it doing? What was the content? What was the quality? What was happening? Did you hear something on the TV? I hear your ears perked up and was thinking about something.
I had lots to do. I had a worker here and I was getting him done. I had stopped and checked railroad ties, but I need a truck to get it here, and I need a flatbed, which I could, but then somebody brought up they might be 8-foot ties, and I'm thinking, well, I can't use those.
Gotcha. You're stuck in what's called an arrested development, and you're in auto response. You're stuck in this loop. You're doing this loop. So you're doing auto response, but you keep hitting the arrested development. Auto response, you keep hitting the arrested development. So this is where your body's like, okay, we can't keep doing this. Okay, so because you've been working with me or tribal and all that, your body says, okay, now we have an avenue. Let's look at this. Now, as I'm listening, how do we want to take care of the auto response? No. How about the arrested development? Yes. They say you have to know how you are in charge of yourself. How do you, what do you do with that finger? What orders do you give yourself? And they said one of the biggest orders you give yourself that puts you in that arrested development is that you feel overpowered by your own demands. You set too high of standards instead of just putting them out on the wheel. See, there's a part of you that says, but I have to because this is business. Oh, I understand that one.
I have to because, like, somebody asked me, can I help you tonight? And because I said I'm not feeling well, and they said, oh, can I help you? And I'm like, no, it's mentally, it's not,
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, not unless you can come and calm down 10 dogs, put them to bed, and if they whine, correct them. And then I stepped in poop and walked in the house and I'm just like.
Then it spiraled out from there. Okay. So we're going to back it up further. I'm going to say what she goes, it's too jammed. Okay. So when you start to get that way, start to do Wayne Cook posture. Okay. Go to the site, get it from there. Wayne Cook posture. You'll also have to start to begin to rub and to calm the heart. It's that point right there under the pinky. You're just going to get in there and you're going to rub it good 30 times. Okay. And you'll have to do one more thing, and that is to stimulate your vagus nerve. So Wayne Cook posture to help balance, rub the heart point, and then you're going to have to learn how to do the breathing because you need to get the brain to say, I don't need to be in sympathetic, meaning hyper, stress. Okay. So you'll have to take, and there's 2 ways of doing this. One, right before you go to bed or when you need to calm down, you're going to set the timer for 2 minutes and you're going to count. As you breathe in, you're going to count to 8, not too fast. And then when you let it go, you're going to count all the air out. And you're going to go, there's no pausing. And you're going to do that for 2 minutes. And your whole system will start to regulate to go into parasympathetic. Now, this is where you'll have to do the it's on the site called stimulating the vagus nerve. But this is what you're going to do. So when you need to get there quick, you're just going to breathe in, breathe it out. Now you're going to go, so you're going to, and you're going to breathe all the air out. Then you're going to take this point and you're going to suck it in. Okay, so you're going to hold your breath and hold it as long as you can, because when you get the gas breath in, you're doing it correctly. See, now all of a sudden, everything just shifted in me. You'll do it like 2 or 3 times so that your body can stop going into the next phase, because all it's doing is building up. And your little self is like, and you're the part of, because you're not communicating with all of it. Okay.
So I take that deep breath.
Mm-hmm. And breathe it all out. Huh? You have to breathe it all out. And then you hold it. After you breathe all of it out,
okay.
I want no breath in the lung as much as you can. Push it all out. And then you suck this point. You imagine this muscle sucking up into the rib cage.
I usually push out. That's how I get rid of hiccups. I hate hiccups.
Oh, you're getting hiccups?
No, not now. But when I get hiccups, I take a deep breath and then I scrunch down and I push out as hard as I can, and it gets rid of them.
Good. Okay, but we have got to get the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, to balance. Okay.
So breathe in and
breathe in.
Let it out, and then hold that.
And then suck that part in and hold it as long as you can. And then if you did it right, you could go up maybe 6 to 7 counts, but you're going to have to let it out, and you're going to, and you'll hear the gasping breath. That's how you know that you're doing it right. And what will happen is it just starts to reset that nervous system, so it goes into rest and digest. Okay? Your body does not know how to just chill out. And it'll take you to push you so far that it has to force you down, hog tie you. Okay?
Well, a lot of that's because I have things to do. Nobody's here but me. I've got animals.
Okay, and the point is, okay, so here's the thing. Do you have a schedule of what needs to be done? And can you do it more of an organization?
Well, I could try, but the hard thing is, I mean, that's my life. I mean, I think in the morning, and you know, I do boarding and people call, so they distract me or whatever. I go on a cruise once a year just so I can get away from everything to calm down. But you know, I try, and I don't like to be rushed, so I try to get up, make me something to eat. I feed the dogs first, then I feed me, then I, you know, do poop patrol, then I go feed the horses. You know, that takes me anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, you know, to get that done. And then whatever.
Okay, one thing I want to know, do you feel that that's work? There's a difference between doing what you love and doing work. And if you feel like it's work, or any part of your body is believing it's work, it's going to be demanding a break.
I don't know if it's just something that has to be done. I enjoy the animals. And
notice your thoughts. If you're bitching and moaning, oh God, I gotta go do this. Oh, I forgot to do that. Oh, there's no one here to help me.
No, okay? It's more like I got shit to do and I don't have enough time in the day to do it.
There it is. Do you hear it? Look at the belief system. You just told yourself your belief system. Please write that down and go tap it out, because it's not something you need to keep.
Which one?
I don't have time. I don't have time.
Yeah.
You believe it so much that the universe rearranged it so that you don't have time. And this, write that down. You'll tap it out. Keep listening to the phrase. It will change. And when you're done with that, then you're going to have to start bringing and employing spirit. Thank you, spirit. Use your magic wand, or you get, just take your finger and make a connection. I connect myself. So you go, thank you, spirit. Okay.
Okay.
Once you do that, you're going to need to be able to notice that you got to let spirit come in to guide you. Because spirit will not help you unless you ask. But if you're asking and you're shutting it off, and then you're complaining they're not helping, we're going to have to make sure that you develop a relationship.
I don't think I even know that I've just always felt, and I've been searching for somebody to help me, I've always felt blocked. And
okay. Inside of the academy right now, the first round is off with these there's only a certain amount of people that can go.
Right.
There'll be a second round. One of the things that you have to first do before you do anything else with me is develop that relationship that was severed, that connection with your higher self, that connection to your soul. And when you start to do it, you can start moving mountains in your life. Okay.
How do I every day I was doing a long prayer, and I finally went, okay, I'm going to put all this into Shazam, and I still do it in the morning, and, you know, ask my spirit guides and everything, but it's a lot shorter. And I think. Right.
But here's the thing. If you just can say, thank you, spirit, and notice there's an intention, and begin to look for the answers, like you can feel the crown open up. You look for the answers. Look to how spirit would do it, not how April would do it, not how just a human would do it, but how would a spiritual human do it? Look towards spirit. And this is where, again, there's more details, because you have to do the healing that goes with it and become an awakened awareness. So just by you going, no, I'm not connected, that is the ego that's frustrated. Go tap out, even though I believe I can't be connected. Look at your phrases, look at your beliefs, and start healing it out. Okay, that'll be your first bit that you can start to do, and it'll make a major difference in your world. Okay, so you do feel better. Don't you see how fast you can get very flustered?
Oh yeah.
Because what do you do to yourself? You worry. Even though I worry as a tool to function and create my business, question is, does worry need to be there when you have a business?
But I don't know if I don't think about worrying.
Okay, this is where your younger self and your older self are not communicating properly.
No, they're not, because I thought I was all past that, and I thought I was a pretty good, stable person, and you know, I don't care what people think, because I am me, and that's the way I do things. And
okay, so this is where it is where more single appointments, private appointments, or coming on and doing little bits. And like I said, if you keep doing the stuff in the tribal, look at old videos, meditations, or whatever it is, start working on that. And then you can wait for the other round to open up in the academy.
I was going to ask you if we could do some privates, because I'm like, I haven't been able to get to the tribals, and I have not been able to go back and watch anything.
Okay, yeah, and it's because of that program. Okay, so we'll get you there. We'll get you there, because right now everything's just going to be a hiccup and not going to let you in. That's why, like that day, you couldn't get in, because that program was not going to. So we have to really look. So if you just begin to notice what you believe in, write it down, tap it out, even if you don't quite understand it, tap it out. Because you got to start seeing the difference between what is ego mindset and what's spirit mindset. Okay? Because what you're doing is you're programming yourself and not knowing it.
So just write down everything that I think. Well, it's not necessarily good thinking, like not having enough time. And
there you go. Simple as that. I don't have enough time. I'm stressed. I'm frustrated.
I was wishing, there's times that I just want to not be here because
there you go. Please write that down. That's huge. That's your little girl trying to tell you she doesn't want to be here.
Well, that's because I have so much to do and nobody helps me do it. And
that's what she's saying. Listen, you're talking to her right now. She's telling you she's upset. No one's there for me.
Well,
this is how she felt.
Well, talking about it's not going to change it. Nobody's still not going to be there for me. I mean, I have people that do come and help.
But now you've gotten to hear and feel the emotion of how she felt. You don't need to disregard it and shove it and suppress it. It's locked into your heart, because this is where you're fighting yourself. Now you can hold L1D. You're fighting yourself. Well, I can't think about that. I can't. Feel it. Get it up to a number 10 and just feel how you have to fight yourself, how you have to do that. Okay? And we have Vicky. You wanted to come in, correct, Vicky? So let me get the link to Vicky. Oops.
I don't think I realized that was her talking to me.
And April. I didn't see that. So sorry, dear. We'll go there. And then, see, no, that was her talking. Sometimes we get very confused about who we're supposed to be talking to. Let's see if this works. There you go. And then and then Vicky. Okay. See, sometimes and if you can hear how the ego just wants to keep running you again in that loop and hitting the arrested developments and auto response in that loop, those little things, if you can just break through spiritually to see how you're an ego, it's that spirit part of you that when you get that connection, that's what we're learning in the academy, is that when you can see that, you're going to start to catch it just like you did here. Now, you weren't aware of it. I pointed it out to you, but you're going to get better at it through time.
I don't understand, though. Sometimes,
listen to her. Understand. I don't understand. She's trying to tell you. We're stuck right here. I don't understand.
Well,